Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is Monday, November 23rd, 2020. I'm getting ready to run my daily report for the country of Spain. Before we get started, I have one small request. As if you look into the description, you'll see a link where it says "Buy me a cup of coffee." I really appreciate it. It'd mean a lot to me if you actually click on that link and buy me a cup of coffee. Also, anyway, let's get on, as we say, let's get on with the show. Spain vaccine plan UK cases level off. So there's really nothing new here. Just enough. One day, Spain to unveil COVID-19 plan on Tuesday. Sanchez announces substantial part of population will be vaccinated. Spain's mass COVID-19 vaccination plan to start in January. Okay. A considerable number of the Spanish population will be vaccinated against COVID-19 in the first half of 2021 in a national fight back against deadly coronaviruses. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announces that a very substantial part of the country's 47 million people. Interesting. Not really particularly helpful, is it? In my opinion. So how did they decide? I suppose you could start, in Madrid, in the largest cities, and work your way out to the country that way. But honestly, I'm not quite sure how he made it up his mind exactly who's gets the vaccination, who doesn't. I'm also not sure if he's going to have sufficient quantities of vaccine uh, again in January. So anyway, let's take a look at Spain. Hmm. Okay, so we got here. Spain still averaging 4,746 cases and 130 deaths. Mortality rate is still above average, on average. Okay, and this plot probably looks a little odd here, but we're really only looking at average. You know what? Let's try something else. Let's just come down here for the fun of it. Let's change this to 1.5. See what that looks like. And change this to 1.5. Is that right? The lower the number, the more detail we have. Let's see something. Didn't really change a whole lot, did it? Oh, that did change something quite a bit up here. So anyway, what you can see here is now you can see that Spain. Well, here's the thing: Spain's mortality rate is a little over 2%, 2 to 3%. Okay, let's try this again here. Cases you can see here cases are continuing to drop in Spain. Interesting. That's a cases 15,488 cases. Deaths are about 346 here. We can zoom in. You can see cases are continuing to drop. but deaths are spiking upwards. Weekly numbers is quite helpful also for Spain because of their unusual way they track Saturday and Sunday's numbers. You said you had a definite spike back up here with cases. But really, it's it's, the previous 2 weeks deaths did drop back down from here, although not far enough down here, but it's still about 2,000 deaths per week. Okay, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of decline. With do another week to go. Oh, another 9 days to go. Unfortunately, my guess is that cases will pass October cases. Deaths are already past these months here. Okay. Obviously, this takes up the most deaths here. Okay. So that takes care of Spain. I hope this report was helpful to you. And now we'll just go ahead and upload the database and move on to the next report. November. Okay.